The moment you get a motorcycle, the first thing you should do is get your suspension set up properly. Even if you only ride on the street, because it affects how your bike reacts to literally everything. Acceleration, bumps, braking. Don't worry, we are not falling, but today we're going to be adjusting the suspension on my Gixxer 1000R. And the reason I'm doing this because this bike feels terrible when cornering compared to how I'm used to laying down my Aprilia RS4. Maybe that has something to do with how the bike was set up by the previous owner, as it was lowered when I got it. Most bikes come from factory with relatively soft suspension setups for street riding, but this is a little too soft as my front forks are almost bottoming out every time I hard stop. First, we're going to start up top on the forks. On these forks in particular, this little clicker here is responsible for the preload. I have a general idea of where I want to get the adjustment started out for my likeliness, which is going to be about 11 turns out. So I'm going to reset the current adjustment by spinning the dials all the way back. So that was about 8 turns back. Now I'm going to put my adjustment on, which is going to be about 11 turns out. And whatever you do to one fork, you want to do the same exact thing to the other fork for obvious reasons. And I have this one spun all the way back, and I just found out that these forks had 2 different preload settings. This one was at 8 and this one was at about 6.5. And now we can jump down to the rebound and compression on the bottom of the fork. The compression on your fork is going to be responsible for how fast your forks travel when you encounter bumps or hard braking. I'll reset it just like we did the preload, and for my adjustment, I'm just going to be about a total of 2 turns out. And now we have to adjust the rebound, which is going to be the inner dial on my adjuster, which is responsible for how fast your forks extend back out after absorbing a bump. Same thing, I have to reset it, and I'll be going about 3 turns out after the reset. And again, whatever you do to one fork, you have to do to the other side as well. And suspension is really a never-ending adjustment, as there's always room for improvement until you get it perfect. So I'm going to go ride this thing. We got the zip ties in place, and ideally they shouldn't really go any lower than that with the kind of braking I'm about to do, as they got there for me jamming down on the forks. And I'm not going to go too crazy, but even on this highway entrance, it's a noticeable difference.